Hey, Map here, Map Investments. Want to do a little quick recap of today's stock market and crypto and financial news. Basically, everything was on a standstill waiting for the Federal Reserve. The Fed, here's the headline in CNBC: the Fed will aggressively dial back its bond buying, sees three rate hikes next year. I think the market rallied because they don't believe them. A lot of, we shall see, but we'd be lucky, I think, if we get one rate hike next year. They're letting inflation get out of control. It's kind of counterintuitive what they're saying. They say that one thing is they say the economy is good, but then they can't raise interest rates. So I mean, interest rates are probably not interest rates. Inflation is probably running over 7%, maybe, if it's accurately being reported. PPI came in like at 9%, if I'm not mistaken, in the last report. Retail sales weren't even that good today. I know jobless claims are at all-time, lows, and unemployment is like at 4%. So I think there's like 11 million job openings, but only like 8 million last time I think I read unemployed. So, on one hand, they say economy is recovering and it's pretty much doing well, and then they can't raise interest rates, but inflation is running rampant. So I think the Fed is in a tough situation. I think they're trapped. I think they just need to monetize the government's debt, which will probably hit 30 trillion here in the near future. The deficits are exploding. It's just a debt time bomb. They can't raise interest rates because the government won't be able to pay the interest on the debt if interest rates were to go to, let's say, 5%. It's just all systems go. I knew this was going to happen. I really didn't have time to do a lot of options trades. So the easiest route was, when the markets were down, just buy the market in general. Buy everything. Buy small caps, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, S&P, and that's what I did with micro futures. Not only today, but I don't think I bought this morning, but the last two pretty decent dips, I picked some up. We have the Nikkei up 1.5% over. Shanghai's 3,600 plus, and the Hang Seng is down almost 0.75. But the market acted great. Like, if they don't believe the Fed at all. Here are the futures. We'll look at the futures in TD in Thinkorswim, my mobile app. So the Dow Jones rallied today over 1%. The S&P up 1.63, and the Nasdaq over 2%. The small cap was up. Small cap was up 1.65%. So that was the regular session. Right now we have the 10-year 146. Treasury yields jump after Fed signals three rate hikes next year. But he kind of said, we'll look at the data. That's what they're saying. They're going to look at the data. And, I look for everything to just keep melting up. It's unfortunate for a lot of people, because your everyday things are just going to get out of hand. I think energy is going to continue to climb. I hope oil doesn't go to where people are forecasting it to go, because that's just going to be more pain for everybody. I bought oil at 64. I bought some under 60. I bought some at 64, and I bought some when it was under 70. I added. I think it's probably just going to march up to 80 again. I think that the supply, today's report, I think in today's report there was a draw. I don't know if it says it here. Well, it says it did not decline as much as expected. Anyways, I think it's just gonna go higher. Gold, I think gold and silver are catch-up trades. I think they're well undervalued. I think gold will be north of 2,000. I think silver will see 30 eventually. And be careful. But let's start with the shorter targets. Cryptos. Well, these are the foreign currencies. Cryptos status quo, status go. They're gonna giddy up. I think we're gonna see highs in Bitcoin. I think everything is back to go. They need to be raising rates now, in my opinion. But whatever. We have Bitcoin up 1.9, Ether up 5, Solano. So on the last dip, I picked up. I have a Bitcoin future, which I'm down, but I know wholeheartedly that Bitcoin's gonna test the whole highs. Ether, I picked some Ether up when it was down. Solana, I was picking up when it was down. I added XRP. I mentioned in one of my videos, you could buy it in Uphold. You could buy it right here in Uphold. I picked up some XRP, and I actually picked up. I don't know why Crypto.com has been giving me some problems. I picked up some Luna and I picked up some XRP in this Uphold account, testing them out. AVAX, I picked them up in Coinbase. Shiba, I still hold. Matic, I'm pretty much, I didn't add, but I have a good amount. Crypto.com, love it. Algo pays you interest. Atom pays you interest. Lumens has been knocked down big. Filecoin ICP, down big. I added Sand. I mean, everything was down, and I was adding. Mana, those were metaverse plays. My favorite, Sand and Mana. Tezos, number 45, pays you good interest. Gala, another metaverse play. GRT's good for analytics, has been beat up. Take a look at that. Helium beat up the People's Network, 55. I mean, you could just go down and down and down the line. I mean, these coins have been beat up, and I think now that the Fed has laid their cards and they didn't do anything, just keep adding, keep watching. Let's see how many coins I have here. Right now in the Coinbase, I'll show you some of the stuff that I've been adding. I still got my 130 million Shibas. I added to IOTX. I got 12,000 of those. 10 Solanas, 100 Mass Network, 10 AVAX. I was adding on the pullbacks. Axie 10, AMP 20,000, Tezos 200 getting 463. Aave, a yielding play that they do yielding for the cryptos. I got 5 Zcash. Alchemy Pay, almost 12,000 coins. Algorand, almost 500. Cosmos 30. Dash 5. Decentraland 200. Matic 300. Request, they signed the deal to do payments for Sandbox. That should go, I think, back up to $1. Anchor, 5,300 tokens. Assembly Protocol, those are cheapies. Loopring should be doing stuff with GameStop. Bitcoin Cash, Sushi Swap, Ethereum a little bit, Filecoin, Bitcoin a little bit. Even though I'm holding that, I'll probably transfer some of that Bitcoin because I have that future in Bitcoin. And those are my coins there. I just keep adding on some of the dips and get a nice round number of coins in each one. Rally 100, ARPA Chain 500, Cardano 100, Stellar Lumen 600, Life Peer 5, Graph 300, Bounce Token 10, Engine 100, Inch 100, Internet Computer 10, Polkadot 10, Yasmi 3000, UMA 30, Chainlink. So, it's like a savings just when they get the dip. I have some money in cryptos, then I have some money in gold and silver. This is my coin wallet. I have Curve Dow. This Insure play has been doing well, man. Atari, these are all gaming tokens, and Render has to do with the metaverse. Wilder Network, Tari, Poker, Truth, Fun, Starlink, Spell Token. All have to do with like the metaverse. And then here, mainly here in Crypto.com, I have Crypto.com that I picked up at 20 cents. I have Sandbox that I picked up at 84 cents and I added. Here are the big movers. Pendle. Oh, I almost stopped recording. I would have been pissed. Pendle, Gods Unchained, Elron, Avalanche, Harmony. So these are the top gainers. I have crypto here, Sandbox, Audius, Helium, Doggy Loin Mars. So it's my little crypto collection. I haven't sold any. Just hanging on to them. They're doing okay today. The futures, I'm not even gonna like when you have so much volatility. I didn't even have time to be a stock picker. It's just better to do small futures, in my opinion, or you could do the ETFs. I didn't have any time to do any trades. Maybe on my lunch break, I looked at the futures, picked up some futures, and let it be. It's faster, it's very efficient, it's even better tax consequences if you sell in a taxable account. Let's take a look at the dollar. The dollar's down 11 cents, but still holding firmly over that 96 handle. Bitcoin, I think we'll make a new run at highs. Oil, I mentioned oil. Can we get back to 80? I think so. S&P positive, 4. Gold up 19. I think gold is just gonna keep going up to 2,000. I mean, gold is supposedly the ultimate inflation hedge. I mean, bottom line. What else? So hogs are 79 cents, feeders 163, cattle 136, copper 425. Small caps, they've been beat up bad. I'm long. There's my Bitcoin, the little flag on this micro Bitcoin. You can see on my little flags, NASDAQ, a whopping 2% gain today. Why even try and pick a stock? Just pick the index. Like Buffett says, buy the S&P 500, I guess. Dow Jones, I think Dow Jones will approach 36,000, get up there. Look at Palladium, up $118. Platinum up 20. Nat gas under 4. I think might go back up. Silver, big reversal. Silver was like below 2150, big reversal. VIX is up a little bit. Grains are up a little bit. Wheat has been hit the hardest and has been the best performer. So maybe wheat might bounce back because it's been performing better than the other grains. Interest rates, right now 10-year and 30-year. The 30-year is a little bit lower, meaning interest rates are higher on the 30-year, and the 10-year is green, meaning interest rates are down on the 10-year. So remember, that's vice versa. But guys, they didn't do anything with rates. It's status quo. Put your money to work. Diversify in different assets classes. Protect yourself. If you have cash, you want to be in cryptos, you want to be in gold, you want to be in silver, you want to be in energy, you want to be in indexes, you want to be in foreign markets. You can index with S&P. You can index with futures or ETFs. And if you need help with ETFs, I can help with that. But I'm sure you could find it in Google. There's an ETF for almost anything, and there's a future for almost anything. Get into commodities, and you can get into corn, wheat, soybeans, or you could buy DBA. Get into other ag plays, fertilizer plays, Mosaic, NTR, CF. There are fertilizer companies, John Deere. Get get into that space, the ag space, precious metals, cryptos, real estate. I'm not a fan of real estate right now. I think it's completely overpriced, and it actually is. If you buy real estate, it is a liability. You do. It's not as liquid as the other asset classes that I'm mentioning to you. Real estate is great, but it's got to make sense in reference to the price of real estate and rent. Real estate is an equivalent of rents. Um, it's kind of hard if wages aren't keeping up with inflation and the rents are out of control for for real estate to be a pretty safe investment. Um, if you got people there that they need to spend their money on, let's say, food instead of rent, and then you have a renter there that's not paying, it might take you 3 months to get them out. I mean, if you could buy it out cash outright, then that's awesome. Go for it because you don't have a liability. But that takes a lot of capital. But if you want to put 20% down to buy an apartment for, I don't know, 150, 160, and you put 20% down, you're putting down on 150, 20% is 30 grand. You're going to finance 120. I know interest rates are low, but you got to calculate taxes and homeowners, and how much is that going to leave you really at the end of the day when you do the math? Couple $100, is it worth the headache and the risk and the liability? And I mean, if you want exposure to real estate, you can do it without buying physical real estate. You can invest in REITs, and we can always look for REITs that pay high dividends. There's different kinds of REITs. There's real estate REITs for commercial real estate. There's residential REITs for renting homes. There's cold storage REITs. There's medical REITs. So there's different avenues in regards to real estate where you could take advantage of it through the stock, and they pay very, very, very high interest rates, good dividends. So that's another way if you want to get exposure to real estate is through REITs, instead of going out and dealing with the renter, for example. So even diversify. So we broke down a couple asset classes, and I really recommend, obviously, if you want to keep some cash, it's always good to have some dry powder, but I wouldn't have a lot. I think cash is a risk, like Ray Dalio says at this time, because of inflation. So make sure you get into some cryptos, you get into some energy stocks, you get into the indexes, gold and silver, commodities, and believe it or not, you can even get into I like this app, StockX. You can even get into sneakers. You can get into handbags, watches. They call these alternative investments. That's just my 2 cents, my advice. You know, I'm not going to tell you gloom and doom, the market's going to crash or the market's going to go up. I'm just trying to tell you if you can save some money and do it wisely and know how to diversify your baskets of eggs, I would highly recommend that, because tomorrow everything's going to cost more. There's no end in sight with what these guys are doing. Remember, inflation is a tax. The government can pay for its bills 2 ways: raise people's taxes, which politicians don't run on saying, hey, we're going to raise your taxes because they'll never get voted in, or B, monetize the debt and print fairy tale money and cause inflation. When you print money, everybody's getting money and they're chasing fewer goods. And that's what's causing inflation everywhere right now. I mean, you go anywhere, it's ridiculous. You go look at price of meat, the food's out of control. So you gotta put your funds to work. Cash is a risky asset. If inflation's running at 8 or 9%, your money's losing value. So you gotta invest it in assets, and that's what the rich do as well. So, we're just average class working, average Joe's working, working class, middle class. But you gotta think like these guys. So diversify in what I've mentioned here. I'm not gonna get into specific trades. I'll do some more as the weekend comes along. Um, but when you have volatility like this in the broad markets, it's just easier to just buy the indexes, the small caps, the S&P, the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq. Don't even but worry about stock picking. To be honest with you, crypto's a little different because there's not a lot of products for that. I guess you can go Bitcoin, but there's a lot of decent projects that if you guys are a subscriber and watch the channel, know what I like. Anyways, the video's getting a little long, but I just want to chime in on the overall trends in both markets and the news, and try and stay the course. There's a lot of work out there. If you can hustle, make it happen. Hustle. Don't get into debt, and just invest wisely. Put your eggs in different baskets. A great day here for MEP Investments, and I continue to stay the course, work hard, be conservative. I don't need no fancy cars or fancy clothes or anything of that nature. And save some money for a rainy day, and allocate your investments wisely. So share the channel, like it, subscribe, comment below on any other topics we'd like to talk about. Have a good night and happy holidays, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.